Good afternoon and happy 50th podcast for the Kamen Rider Reviews podcast. I'm Kajuri, joined today by Fresno and Sean. And we're doing a surprise review of Shin Kamen Rider, the episodic version, which is just the movie cut into 5 separate episodes with a few extra scenes there, here and there.
Man, Hibiki really actually got a budget and a whole different plot line. This is wild.
The vibes are there still, though, and the movie definitely got better when another writer was introduced. But yeah, we got 5 little mini episodes. It was all one big movie, but I hear that the movie felt very out of place with its pacing. And that's part of the reason why the director Anno wanted to do this episodic version for the Blu-ray to show what his vision actually was.
Yeah,
you were saying something, Sean?
Having seen both the movie version and the episodic version, I think it works better as episodic. If I'm being honest, this is okay. So this is part of a series of remix and readaptations of various older tokusatsu properties, including Godzilla, Ultraman, and of course Kamen Rider. And of the 3, this is probably the weakest.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I haven't seen the Ultraman, but Shin Godzilla is really good.
Shin Ultraman restored your faith in humanity.
Yeah. I've heard you talk up Shin Ultraman on several occasions, and I need to check it out one day.
So the thing is, this guy also did Evangelion way back in the day. And have you guys ever seen the Shin toy line?
Yeah, I actually have the Evangelion toy for that toy line. And
so yeah, there's a Shin Evangelion, and then there's also a Shin Rider and Shin Godzilla and Shin Ultraman. And one of the secret things about them is they actually combine to be one single toy, like Megazord thing. Have you guys ever seen that?
No.
Yeah, I have. It's delightful. I think the joke with Kamen Rider is that he's just riding his motorcycle just rides up to the top of, I think, Godzilla's head.
That's cute.
Yeah. Though technically this is the fourth readaptation Anno has done. The first one was, of course, Cutie Honey, which is, if I'm being honest, flagrantly a Kamen Rider movie.
Oh, I forgot they even made a little mini Tokyo toy commercial over it. Forgot all about that. Yeah, no, not for the Cutie Honey. I was talking about this because I was pulling this up while where is it? That one.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Kamen Rider's up there on the top, and yeah, it's all 4 of these. That's one.
Oh, actually, this is ridiculous. I love it.
Yeah, I don't actually have. Yeah, oh god. Yeah, I don't actually have this toy. I have the statue that combines into. If you put them all together, they have they all stand around each other. Absolutely delightful all around. And yeah. So anyway, Shin Kamen Rider.
Yeah, speaking of delightful, they recreated the original 70s intro.
There is nobody who loves 70s Toku more than Hideaki Anno.
Yeah, that's fair.
I do feel like they could have, because they want to keep the whole song there, and they didn't want to do the Takashi Hongo was captive by Shaka until he was rescued, because every intro, whenever they show bits of the episode while this theme song still plays, in the original 70s show, there was a voice line, kind of like how Pandora's Box, whatever, right? The
Hibiki-san fights Onis.
Yeah. So that's where they put that in the original 70s show. But we get right into the action where our Kamen Rider and Ruriko, I have a hard time pronouncing her name, is being chased by 2 semi-trucks with a spider web between them. I'm
sure everything will work out perfectly. Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, go for it.
Yeah, with the scene actually is one of the ones that got slightly extended. In the original one, it just starts with them straight on the cliff, whereas this one adds a bit of footage of them in the forest getting chased by the two trucks.
Yeah, so I own the original manga, and whenever I heard about this movie, I thought that they were going to take like a big chunk of the manga and one-to-one it, and just made it more, graphic. No, they did not.
No.
I
It
think
was
that's
awful
where
'cause
I mean, I'd say it's about as graphic as the manga.
the manga only really has like a few actual scenes of gore that isn't Kamen Rider blowing up the monster. When in the manga, when they're running from Shocker in the opening after Morikawa saves them, which instead of it being the daughter, it's the actual professor in the manga that saves Hongo, and he karate chops one Shokagoon and beheads him, and that's the moment where he's like, "Oh fuck, my body's been changed. I can't.
the power
I
of
don't want
incredible
this.
violence.
I don't want this." And it goes into the themes, because one of the things that the 70s show did really well, while it wasn't as dark and there wasn't as much blood and gore, it was still there were still shows of violence, and it showed Hongo dealing with the violence, not with the murdering or anything like that. It was more he cries because he knows when he puts on the mask he has to commit violence, and that's why there's tears on the mask. I don't know. It's really neat seeing now like three perspectives of the story. And I know there's another version. There's actually called Kamen Rider the First from 2005 that also recontextualizes this story as well. I have not seen the first or the next, but that might be interesting to watch as well.
There you go, 100th episode. There you go.
I mean, I could have sworn, maybe the manga for the 50th, 75th.
Well, the thing is, the manga, we could talk about the manga, but it's not really that. It'd be rehashing most of the stuff from this, other than like, oh, instead of this big dam scene, it was a cliff, and Spider-Man in they call them Man Spider in the manga instead of Spider-Man because copyright. In the show, it's Spider-Man.
The Emissary of Hell.
Yeah, well, not that one, but
No, not that. No, I talked about the Kamen Rider manga back when I was trying to figure out why the hell the Straight Story was the best Star Trek movie ever made.
Mm-hmm.
Spoilers, it was in your DMs the whole time.
It was in my DMs the whole time. That I had fun reading the Kamen Rider manga from Ishinomori.
No, it's really I don't like how he gave up on the manga though, because like you get to the final chapter and it's like, oh, we stopped Giant Machine and we stopped Shocker's plan, but we didn't save the doctor that was inside the facility that could have saved this kid's life. Oops. Oh well, this kid's dead. He lived his life the best he could. The end. What?
Yeah,
well,
I'm thinking about Cyborg 009, which I think that came out before he did Kamen Rider, or it's a manga series that he did. It's very much sort of a bit more messier episodic thing that very much falls apart towards the end, like Kamen Rider, which I think that just might be a fault of Ishimura.
He got bored with this project, so that's why he's done. He did so many, which I mean, he's a genius. He created some of the best Tokyo out there. He created some of the best storylines out there. I mean, I grew up on the Link to the Past comic that was in the Nintendo Power.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
good. That was really good. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is literally the Stan Lee of Japan for a good reason. It's just he also kept jumping project to project like it was nobody's business. And he probably got bored doing the Kamen Rider manga when this show picked up and was a big popular thing.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, this is all speculation. I'm sure somewhere out there he did interviews before he passed away on why he decided to end Kamen Rider so abruptly. He could have been showing Jump saying that they didn't want it anymore.
I was struck watching this. I remember watching it as the movie cut. I was struck by the incredible fucking violence on display. Jesus Christ!
Yeah. He popped those shockers.
It's like Kamen Kamen Rider Black Sun and this, and maybe some others are the only ones where it's like, oh, this ain't children's Toka. This is.
Oh yeah, no, Amazon's is all about cannibalism, like, and some of the most brutal, bloodiest finishers out there. Amazon is fun.
And I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun talking about the Butcher's version of Kamen Rider.
Oh God.
At least that one, it's not like gory, bloody, but I need to hope that they bring back a cherry crush soda eventually. Anyway, I do like the suits in this. I thought the turning the monsters into just people in suits and masks were kind of cool because they were experimented on. They're not like actual rubber suit monsters. I like the designs of Spider Og because they can't say Spider-Man or Batman in episode 2.
My favorite one is Waspog. Oh, Waspog looks so fucking cool.
Oh yeah.
I was charmed by Scorpion Og, but that is very much the most.
I
cute
mean,
and funny of them.
seriously,
Absolutely,
Scorpion Og could step on us. Anyway,
Well, that entire episode is like, did Stephen Moffat write a Kamen Rider episode?
No, it is really weird how they were able to cut the episode so like cleanly.
Yeah. It has a way different. It has a different feel. Like I saw the movie version. I enjoyed the movie version, but there's just something about the episodic feel of this. Maybe it's the fact that it is actually segmented, and you do have that feeling of I am now watching a segment of the film, and it's got an opening, and it's got a commercial bumper, and it's got an ending theme and everything. It just gives it this different vibe, and I'm here for it.
No. I mean, my whole thing with this, like, I enjoyed all the fights. I enjoyed all the stuff. I felt like the changes were unnecessary. Did we need Prana? Did we need Prana as a source? Like,
I don't know enough about the original Kamen Rider.
It's a thing that they added to the movie.
I think those are, I think a lot of things that they add to the movie were very much preoccupations that Anno has been interested in. Like Prana, you can see a lot of that stuff in his work on Evangelion. And I think it also comes up in Ritual, although I'd have to rewatch that. Great movie, by the way.
Nice.
Okay, there's also the isolation aspects of the film and the desire to connect with other people, even if they end up hurting you. And of course, the utter contempt Anno has for happy science.
Yeah. Well, there's also a bunch of isolation in the show. Like while there's a Team Ichigo, kind of like how we're used to Team Build and Team Hibiki and Team 01. Like they always have like a central group that hangs out in this hideouts. One of the things they always have at like the start and ending episodes is how the Kamen Rider rides alone. Even when they introduced Nigo, they got rid of Ichigo for a bit because the actor actually hurt his leg. I don't think it full on broke, but in episode 4, when Nigo breaks Ichigo's leg, that's actually a reference to the original Ichigo getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because so there was like almost 100 episodes of the original show, and episode 13 introduced Nigo, another captive of Shocker that Ichigo saves. And basically, Nigo becomes the only Kamen Rider for 40 episodes, and then when the original actor healed back up, he joined, and then it was 1 and 2. And then, yeah.
Also, here we need to celebrate because our dam is back. The dam is back.
That's not our dam, though. That's too small to be our dam. That's too small to be our dam. Actually, I think our dam actually shows up in Lupin Ranger, which Sean's watching. Not as often though.
I'm starting that. I'm gonna start that either. Yeah, I'm gonna probably start that either Sunday or Monday.
Nice, nice.
No, Lupin Ranger's fun. If only there was a Sentai podcast that would cover it. Anyway, I made a joke how all the popping heads, this is like radio silence with all the blood, because, you know, ready or not, they all popped into blood balloons at the end, and Abigail.
Apparently the sequel is getting David Cronenberg to be in it.
Oh, I'm looking forward to ready or not too. Like, anything radio silence touches at this point, I am a big fan of. Like,
I was a bit mixed on You're Next. But, you know, it's the first film.
So they grew from there. Scream 5, Scream 6, Abigail, Ready or Not, all bangers.
Abigail. Yeah, that may be old.
Oh yeah, no. If you liked Abigail, you like Scream 5 and 6 for sure. And
I like Scream 5 a lot. Scream 6 didn't do much for me.
Okay. Same team, same writers, same director.
Scream 6 needed to be a couple of years away from Scream 5.
They are also doing the producers. They also produced the VHS series starting when they went all the way to retro VHS stuff, and they directed a short in the original VHS, the one with the haunted house.
That's one of the good ones in the first VHS, because otherwise that movie is not very good.
Yeah, the first VHS is the only one that gets as overwhelmingly grody.
Yeah.
The other ones go away from that very quickly.
I liked VHS 85. I like that. But
let's
running away from Kamen Rider here.
I mean, I really didn't put that many notes down. I thought we'd be talking more about this, but I didn't put that many notes down. So in the original show, they had every kind of monster, and eventually they did do like two animals with one person. Even though the chameleon Kamakiri Og, KK Og, is entirely original to this movie. There was other versions, like there's a lion jellyfish man.
Yeah. Though I did like the joke of Kama Chameleon and all.
But the movie's only insects, which okay, cool. Also, they were just cyborgs in the original version, so they were just upgraded people with cybernetic parts.
It's insects and a Batman for some reason.
Oh yeah, I just realized a bat's not.
Bats are bugs. So says Calvin.
Morikawa is a dick in this version. I just kidnapped you and changed you against your will.
Yeah, okay. It's worth knowing that there are a lot of actors who appear in the Shin films throughout. Morikami is one of them. He was one of the scientists in Shin Godzilla, and he's perhaps most notable for directing a movie called Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Oh Jesus!
I
know that film's reputation.
So in the manga, Morikawa was a Shocker scientist that hated what Shocker was doing because neo-Nazism is a thing.
Yeah.
Shocker was trying for world domination. Why is it almost everything we're covering nowadays has a bunch of neo-Nazi stuff? Is this like they were trying to warn us about 2024 and who we were going to...
To be fair, this was the 70s when they decided, when they were like, hey, here's a bunch of fucking Nazis that Kamen Rider can beat up.
And this was 2023 2022 before COVID happened. But where basically post 2016 and post Shinzo Abe getting shot in the face.
But here's the thing though, like, I'm not a fan of this version of Shocker. Like,
it's different.
I understand you already gave Black Sun to neo-Nazis, and you gave your version of Donald Trump one of the most humiliating and most deserved deaths ever in any show media franchise that could emulate Donald Trump.
So but this is your ringing endorsement of Black Sun, then?
Oh yeah, no. Do you guys want the spoiler?
I kind of want to watch it, given that pitch.
Okay. I mean,
from what I
it doesn't-
understand, I will love Black. My leftist heart will vibe with Black Sun.
It is literally just something you throw in the post credits, so it doesn't really pertain to the plot.
Okay.
It's just, cheeky. Okay.
Just let me know because I do kind of want to talk about this.
All right. Well, if it's just in the post credits, and it's only 10 episodes, so I could probably finish that in a week.
So,
go ahead.
So their version of Donald Trump takes a piss, and a black man comes out of nowhere and beheads him, and his head falls into the piss.
Oh god.
Jesus. Oh my god.
Yes. Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
So the Batman.
Well, let's. I do also want to point out other things. Hongo in the manga and the original TV series has an IQ of 600, which is really stupid because it's like IQs don't go that high, but they wanted that to be a thing. So the random line, "Oh yeah, I know you were a straight A student," that was meant to emulate that.
Yeah.
And the cyclone actually goes 700 kilometers per hour, which is why he was able to go as fast and get in front of the spider Og. Which apparently that car belonged to a famous Tokyo director before he passed away, and the Tokyo director gave his car away to Toei.
Wow.
Neat little trivia there. But that is actually how in the manga Kamen Rider gets in front of the man spider. And that fucking rider kick though, holy shit.
Yeah.
Peak.
Yeah, the motivations for Spire Og and all the other ones are basically trying to find happiness in this strange world of modernism. Spire Og's solution is exterminate humanity.
Yeah.
Pretty fair. Every one of them basically comes to, hey, you know what I should do? I should kill or enslave all people on Earth. Then I'll be happy, and that's what we want.
Yeah. Anti-nihilism is very popular amongst the right.
Well, and the thing is, they gave the people the power to decide how happiness works to psychopaths. Honestly,
yeah,
every single one of them is psychopath. Like the Spider-Man, the Spider Og rejoices in choking out Morikawa like it's a fetish.
I mean.
And there's also that motif where they're like, the character for the kanji for happiness is only one stroke away from the kanji for pain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a loaded metaphor going there. We'll run through the show.
Yeah.
But episode 2, we find out that the real villain is AI. Gotta love AI being the villain.
Which, I mean, if you're going to accidentally hire all the people who are psychotic to change the world to make it happier, yeah, that sounds like an AI mistake.
Yep. Oops.
Actually, a billionaire created an AI to make the world happy, and he ended up killing himself, which, you know...
No, and then the billionaire shot himself. What we would hope happens to more billionaires down the line. Or I do.
And waste valuable food?
I mean, and for all the issues with the plot-wise, the effects of this film are pretty damn good, as shown by the montage of hand-drawn images of the Shocker's vision of the world, which are frankly grotesque.
Yeah.
And then you also got the cinematography of the film, which continues Anno's interest in surveillance and camera angles from odd places.
I love like the tracking drone shots where it's going 100 miles an hour, and you've got the CG riders and Ogs like fighting each other and shit. It's wild.
No, sometimes the CG doesn't look that great. Like the chase in the tunnels with the Shocker riders.
It got ruled. I thought that fucking ruled.
Yeah, I mean, like it's crap CG, yeah, but it's absolutely delightful crap CG as opposed to say Marvel stuff where it feels completely out of place because it's going for a high
Sean
realism.
hasn't watched TBK.
You're coming from TBK. Can you honestly critique this CG? It could be so much worse.
Yeah, and I don't have any interest in watching a show that has a drop off at 29 episodes. I already did it. Actually, there is something very funny about it having a drop off because Cyborg 009 also has a drop off point, right, where it's very clear you hit the ending, but the fans demanded Ishimura come back and finish it, even though it's clearly the ending.
Oh my god!
Like
Well,
okay.
Here's the thing about Hibiki though. Is after doing the research for last week's podcast and knowing that the guy who show ran Hibiki would eventually show run Wizard, that they should have also did a drop off for Wizard and put a back.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
No, Wizard is in my bottom 5, even though the suits are amazing, and the first episode of Wizard is so fucking good. Like first episode, Wizard, so good, and then it just plummets. And then there's this amazing 2-parter about a serial killer halfway through, and then it plummets again.
Oh boy.
No, I don't know. I feel like there needs to be a bit more focus with this movie or this show, because did we need anything from the Batman episode?
A little bit, but at the same, I think that's more to introduce the 2 feral agents, one of whom is played by Ultraman.
Yeah, and you want to know about those 2 federal agents? They shouldn't be federal agents. They could have kept them how Tachibana and Taki were done in the original series.
Wait, I thought he was FBI.
Taki's FBI, and he's not FBI in this movie, but Taki is FBI and is introduced later. Like Anno has plans on making a second Shin Kamen movie that is basically the final arc of the manga before the abrupt end, and Taki's the big point in that movie. But Tachibana in the original series was just like a motorcycle club owner that was friends with Hongo before Hongo got kidnapped. And then he ended up being like the Alfred to every single 70s rider. Like every single one.
Interesting.
Yeah. And the fact that they made him just this random federal agent, I don't know. Like I'm not going to trust anyone unless I know their names. My name's Tachibana. Oh, okay.
I trust Tachibanas.
Yeah, usually Tachibana is good, but then at the same time, it's like I'm just not. I'm a fan of the action in this series. I'm a fan of the designs they did with the suits. I am not a fan of the story changes. Ruri is just a high school girl in the original series. She's not like the cyborg that can control prana.
I fucking love that. I fucking love that coat though. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, no. Did you know it was supposed to be red originally? She was supposed to have a red trench coat and white boots instead of what her final outfit was.
Yeah, but
even so, fashion queen.
Yeah, it just didn't look good on camera, so they decided to change it to the brown coat and black boots. And this again is another of Anno's interests with him exploring a slightly emotionless girl who was made through non-unnatural means, which goes all the way back to Evangelion with Rei.
Yeah, I definitely. And come to think of it, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but the habitat plan that definitely feels, and the Evangelion is, the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Instrumentality.
Yeah.
The fact that Evangelion also came up during Gab because they literally brought the tank of Shinji's into Gap. Or the tank of whoever is in the tank in the Evangelion.
Ray,
the tank of Rays.
Yeah, that is quite frankly one of the most disturbing images in Evangelion.
Oh, have you guys seen the Gav tank?
No.
Let's see if I can't find it, because it was the meme, because they literally 1-for-1 took a shot from Evangelion. Keep talking.
So we they send them off to fight Bat at Og, whose evil plan is to cause epidemics, because that's what makes everyone happy. Epidemics.
Yay.
That's was made during COVID.
Bats and epidemics? What?
Oh, Jesus.
That's not impossible.
Is this some sort of social commentary?
I do like how Rue's like, oh, I'll go into her by myself. And then she started blasting.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and then at first you think, oh, she's got captured by the Bay, but that's actually all her plan. Like her whole characterization, one of her main characterizations is she knows everything and she can plan accordingly. She is Batman.
In other words, she's got an IQ of 600.
Also, what's this whole thing with the bat virus? Like, that just made no sense.
It's the same shit with Spider-Man. Oh, I'm going to kill most of humanity. And then whoever's left will be happy they survived. Yay, happiness.
I think Spyro just wants to kill everyone because he thinks that humans deserve to all die, whereas Bat-Og wants there to be survivors. So anyway, we get another brutal Spider Rider kick.
Yeah, this one just was kind of weird because there wasn't really a fight to it. He just started running away, and then, I know your jump height is only 66.2. Yeah, but I have this motorcycle jetpack.
Rocket bike.
Yeah. Also, I love the shot. Love that Rui just pulls out a shotgun and blasts one of his wings.
Beautiful.
This whole thing about prana and being being the life force, and how prana can stop the thing, and the thing is like, I hate that they added it and then they just made it the entire plot point.
Yeah, I think that might be a more philosophical thing, because prana is an actual thing in Indian philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
So it could very well just be Anno's interest in that sort of stuff, or it could be like Christianity in Evangelion, where it's very much just thrown in because it sounds cool.
Well, we do.
I can't find it. People's been deleting the picture, I guess, so I'm gonna have to look it up so real fast. Let's see, anything else about episode? No, not really. They keep on pointing out that Hongo is kind, which is something from the show and manga as well. Because again, he doesn't like violence in the other medias. But yeah.
So anyway, Scorpion Og.
You're not wrong. And you weren't wrong earlier when you called her a cutie honey baddy.
I am kind of disappointed they never made her a full suit. Even when they reshot the ending credits for the Blu-ray, which apparently they did that in 2024, like a year after they wrapped filming.
I think that was a reference to a baddie from Kamen Rider, but I forget which one.
Who? What?
The sort of not full mask but partial mask with a.
No, they so there's villains like that in Kamen Rider, but they didn't get full suits in the show. There we go. About time I got to this point. 1 second. Now, 5 minutes later, after I was going to point this out because I couldn't find a picture of it.
Gav.
Not nearly as disturbing as it appears in Evangelion.
Oh no, it's super disturbing in this context too.
I have many questions that I don't know if I should ask.
I'm sure you'll be watching Gav at some point.
They're already doing podcast on it. So.
No, Gav is really good. Gav is build season 2, but somehow making build to like a mid show.
Jesus Christ!
Oh wow!
Yeah. No joke. No, it's been super peak. It's been the fight scenes are insane, and the plot also insane. And they also said that trans lesbians are valid. So I mean,
good. But also, speaking of insane fight scenes, episode 3.
Right.
Yes.
So
we were talking about the Scorpion guy. When they redid the shoots for the 2024 like credits scene with Nigo plus Ichigo, or 1+2, they just gave her a red shocker mask because they didn't make a full suit for her during the credits. Not really a fan, and I'm also not a fan how they just kind of killed her off screen and made me feel like she was going to show back up. No, they turned her into bullets.
Okay. On the other hand, I did like the joke with the title cards where they start out with, okay, this is gonna be the Scorpion Og episode, then she's immediately killed, and we cut to the Waspog title card. Though due to how we watched it, the title cards were not translated.
Yeah, so usually it was like the Homicider Spider-Man or the Terrifying Batman. You know, those were the episode titles way back in the 70s.
Yep.
So I'm sure they probably one for one the titles, maybe. Mm-hmm. The Mysterious Spider-Man, the Terrifying Batman, Monster Scorpion Man, the Mutant Mantis Man. No, Strangeness Bee Woman.
Bee Woman.
But
Waspog is peak though. I fucking love Waspog.
Yeah. So basically, she controls the hive again, kind of like how Batman did it.
Well, her plan basically is, I'm going to mind control the world, then everyone will be happy because I'll make them be.
Sorry, I have to head out.
So anyway, Waspog.
Yeah. So basically controls the entire city with brain control. So the whole plot is they need to figure out where the brain control is and break it.
I love that shot where it's exposition. They're just walking through the streets, and then they stop, and everyone behind them stops. It's like, oh, that's creepy.
No, I rewound that just to see how they did it, and it was like it literally started as like a normal shot, and as you're watching the background, just more and more people just walk into frame and just start walking single file. It is such a well choreographed shot.
I really love everything about this. I love that Ruriko and Hitomi Waspog have this history going back to when they were both in Shocker. I love her fucking tower. It's just this weird it's so 70s. It kind of reminds me, it feels like remember the end of Kill Bill when she goes to the club?
Mm-hmm.
It kind of felt like that. And I mean, they have a samurai, they have a katana fight at the end too, so I guess that's why I had Kill Bill on the mind. And the yellow, but
the yellow, yeah. And Yeah.
But it's just got this 70s vibe to it. Bro loves his 70s Toku. It's his peak, but you know, they try to reason with her, but she's like, no, how about you join Chakra instead of me defecting from Chakra? No. Oh, well, how about I just sick my goons on you? Yeet!
Yeah. And then you know, they decide that they're going to stop her. Ruri shows up by herself, and then you know the United States Air Force decides to land the plane so you know Kamen Rider could jump from it and blow up half a building.
Holy fucking shit!
And then he's like, "Well, your plane's already thwarted. I guess we gotta fight then." Okay.
I want to see Ruriko cry, and this is just the sickest fucking this and the bike chase in episode 5 are my favorite action scenes from the set.
Oh, you mean episode 4 of Nico or
no, episode 5 with all the other
the Shocker Riders?
Yeah.
Well, I'm calling them Shocker Riders because that's what they were in the
Shocker Riders, whatever they are. That scene, but this is wild too. Just the double sword fight against Hongo, where just dodging and holding him back, and then it just gets the sickest shit when she I love the way she transforms too. Like the first time she transforms, when they put the curtain over the actress and they drop it, and then she's just in full mask. Yeah. Oh, it's great.
They definitely went with the body horror with especially with Butterfly later on.
Oh yeah, like, Butterfly's sick as fuck. And the way she takes the prana from her like lackey, it's like I need prana now, and you see her mutate, and then beautiful.
No, the thing is, like, if you remember back in 01, I told you about the scars, the face scars that you know riders had, and you know they made this the focus of the movie is their face scars whenever they're transformed.
Oh yeah,
that's why they wear a mask.
And it just becomes the absolute fucking sickest shit when she goes into her full form and she sprouts her wings and just
and she goes hyperspeed, and instead of trying to make this like really good CG, they definitely did keyframes where every time she zipped a run, instead of seeing Kamen Rider spinning around after her, he's already looking at her. Like there's no motion with him. He's already looking where she's at because that's how fast he can move.
It's like the style reminded me of the Spider-Verse movies. The way they animate those, the frame rate they have for that animation, I almost look like that in a way.
Again, Anno is a fan of all kinds of medias. It would not surprise me if he took some inspiration from, you know, Into the Spider-Verse.
It is just the coolest shit. She's my favorite Og in the movie.
Yeah, and she gets defeated, and Hongo deliberately misses the rider kick just for the agents to show up so they can one-shot her with Scorpion Woman's bullets.
Guns don't work on me. Oh, okay.
No. And then we get episode 4 where we get like a normal scene between Ruri and Hongo. Because she decides this is just when she decides she's going to stop being robotic and try to act like a 20-something woman in this situation and start complaining about his stink. Like, oh, I smelled you the whole ride here.
I need a shower, god damn it, and some clean clothes.
Let me record my last will and testament real fast. You can sit near me while I'm putting on my panties. Just don't do anything weird. Like we also get introduced to the final boss of the movie, her brother, or the Butterfly Man. We already talked a lot about the habitat and all this stuff. And then we also get introduced to Nigo, which was meant to also be, you know, Grasshopper Man in the original series, but because they needed to replace Ichigo, Hongo, because the actor broke his leg, they quickly had to refilm a scene with this new actor in a short amount of time being saved by a dude in an Ichigo suit, and then he became the new Kamen Rider. So, you know, Yeah, so if this was ever supposed to happen, where there was a fight between Ichigo and Nigo, it never happened really. But by God, Nigo is so fucking. It's the kind of like I feel like if we had the entire series of this dude, I might get annoyed with them.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that there wasn't anything with Hongo for most of the first 3 episodes, just to have a writer trying to keep a conversation up because he was a journalist. Breath of fresh air.
He's neat. It's a welcome change from I'm going to kill everybody, then people will be happy. He's just like, you know what? I'm not even fully controlled. I'm just vibing, man.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you need wind to transform. Now that we had this insane motorcycle chase, are you full power?
Yeah.
And then like Ichigo's face lights up. Okay, let's fight. Come on, let's do this.
Yeah,
and then like
the motorcycle chase so he can be in full power. It's great.
And
then and he blocks the punch, and he's like, "I can tell you're holding back. Think about what'll happen to the girl if you don't hold back."
And then like it's like, oh yeah, you keep on jumping in the air so your belt gets all the wind. I like that. That's a good strategy. Let's go.
It's a big fight too. They're just it's Dragon Ball shit. They're just jumping in the air and clashing.
I do like the fight between Ichigo and Nigo, but then again, Ichigo realized, like, Nigo keeps on like, I don't know why I have to, but I do have to kill you. I don't want to, but I'm going to. And it's like Ichigo's like, oh, you're not evil then. Just break the brainwash. And then this is when Ichigo gets his leg broken.
But luckily, Buriko can do the thing. And it's interesting the way that she's like, oh, again, with the happiness is one stroke away from pain thing, Shocker brainwashes you by removing your pain and replacing it with happiness. So she unlocks all of his sad memories, and he has a bit of a cry, and that breaks him free of the brainwashing. And she gives him a scarf. It suits you. Yay. Everything's great. Oh, no, what's this?
So we got a little tease in episode 3. Someone angry that, Spider got killed. We have the Kamakiri Chameleon which this is, usually Nigo was the one that fought the dual animal monsters in the original series. So, that's why he's here. He's a completely original character for this. He stabs and kills Ruri.
Oh, no. Which sucks. I really liked Ruri. I was pulling for her to get through this shit, but I mean, as you said, like Yaiba's like the first girl to get to a Kamen Rider alive or something.
No, I mean, this still came after Yaiba, but yeah, no. There's not a good track record of female Kamen Riders, but I don't think Ruri counts as a female Kamen Rider.
It sucks. It sucks. She got killed. It's very sad. I liked her a lot.
She made it to the end of the manga. One of the last panels is her crying over the kid's death because the riders didn't save the doctor.
Thanks, Ishinomori. But then again, well, was this before or after Cyber 09? Because if it was after Cyber 09, it's like, no, you dumbass fans. When I say I'm done, I'm done.
I don't know, like, his work that closely. I know he made so many good series. Like, I know he did Kaider. He did, let's see. Cyborg. No, he did. Well, Cyborg 009 was one of his first ones. He did that before Skullman, and Skullman is what they based Kamen Rider off of. And then he did Kikaider after Kamen Rider, Go Ranger. He did Gilgamesh. Is that the right Gilgamesh I'm thinking of? Yeah. Holy crap.
So it's like sick as fuck when KK tries to pull out his arm blade and Nigo rip, and what we call him Nigo, Hayato Ichi.
Number 2. That's what that's what Nigo means. Ni for 2, go for number.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I love that he rips the fucking arm blade out of this guy's arm. It's fucked up.
Mm-hmm. No, it's brutal, and it's definitely like, hey, this is I'm now a Kamen Rider. This is the trope that the Kamen Rider
kick, or it's like boom, 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 boom.
Dominoes.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, so Hongo is Ichigo, Ichi for 1, go for number. And then we get introduced in episode 5 to Kamen Rider Zerogo.
Zerogo, yeah, her brother, right?
Yeah, which actually Zerogo is a real concept that Isha Nomori drew up, and there is a backstory to him. He was a character that Midori Kawa was trying to save before the original Kamen Rider, but had a mental breakdown and had to die.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. But episode 5 gives us our double rider kick, which if you were going to have both the original Kamen Riders without the double rider kick, you'd be doing a disservice. Mm-hmm. Which that's if have you seen the new Super Mario Bros. Movie?
The cartoon one from like 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah, no, that they did the double rider kick, the Ichigo Nigo kit.
Yeah.
Mario and Luigi. Yeah, that's literally it. Like that's how iconic that kick is. That they decided that our Mario movie should have it as the big finishing blow to Bowser.
Amazing, wonderful. But even more wonderful is this fucking bike chase through the tunnel.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it because it just looked off to me. But
we can agree to disagree. It's fucking. I thought it fucking rules. It's just so much speed and guns are fired everywhere. We're doing Akira slides, and the part where one of them jumps on his bike and he rips the face mask off, and it's just gross shit underneath, and he just kicks him out. It's fucking crazy shit.
They find out that the cyclones turn to weird plasma detonations. And then Nigo shows up.
Blow up Butterfly Man's thing.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, number 2 early on was like, oh, I don't work with people. I definitely don't work with federal agents. I don't think I like it.
5 minutes later, you're going off alone? Oh, I fuck with that.
Yeah. And then, he shows up and saves Ichigo because there's this brutal scene of Ichigo being pinned by one of the motorcycles and just getting nonstop blasted by machine gun to the back of the head.
I fucking love the conversation they have after. It's like, man, you really saved me. You really saved me, Hayato. Oh, you could be more grateful. Oh, thank you, Chinamangi-kun. Don't be so formal. It's like, no, do it like this. No, do it like this. Do it like this. But Butterfly kicks their asses.
Yeah, no, it's a shame we didn't get more back and forth between these two because that was one of the things that people say elevated the original series. Like, again, I've never watched the original series. That's way too many episodes, and that's way too many episodes of 70s, Rider, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like me. It's just like me and Classic Who. I like watching Doctor Who. I just have a hard time getting to Classic Who.
I mean, different paces and all that, I guess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But big fight scene. They get their ass kicked. I am not a fan of the shaky cam during this, and I understand the reason why they did this was to make it look like there was more action because it was just literally them rolling around on the ground on top of each other.
It's less a Kamen Rider fight near the end there, more like a wrestling match.
Yeah.
Like, crazy shit. But we did allude to when he actually transformed, when he's like, okay, I underestimated you. Now I'll fight seriously. And his like fucking face cracks in half. Jesus. Fucked up.
We get the rider headbutt to break his mask. Because I love this conversation. Oh, do you have a plan? Oh, yes, I do. Well, you could have told me sooner.
But yeah, after a wild, wrestling for 5 minutes, he puts his own helmet on the guy, and that lets him see Ruriko in cyberspace. And they're like, okay, yeah, it's time to give up and die. Oh, but you're going to die too. You used up too much of your prana. How sad.
They also point out that because of prana being a life force, it's also like their soul. So that was actually Ruri in the helmet talking to her brother, like, hey, you and I could just live together in this world. No, you could live alone.
Damn. But the Hongo dissolves, but his prana is still in the helmet, and so hooray!
We now have Kamen Rider 2+1.
Drive faster, Hayato! I want to feel the wind.
I don't know if I like this.
I can go either way on it.
I feel like this movie would have been, even the show would have been a lot better if they didn't. I don't know.
I really admired the action. This is it's very good action.
Oh, if I see a fight scene show up on my For You feeds, I'm going to watch the fight scenes for sure. They were good fights. It's just.
I still enjoyed it I enjoyed it when it was a movie, and I enjoyed the episodic version. A little better, like Sean said. It has a different feel to it when you cut it up like that and add. I didn't really feel like, oh, this is brand new footage. Oh, I've never seen this before. Like, it felt like the same story. It just felt a little better as an episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that was the whole idea, was taking the episode of formats of the original show and the manga. So the manga is also episodic. And then just doing this with it. But at the same time, the prana stuff, the changing of some of the plot lines, like, I don't know.
I see it as an adaptation. It's like, you're going to change some shit around. It's fine. I don't know the original story like the back of my hand or nothing, so it didn't get me as much as it did you. But
yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like, I feel like I would have enjoyed this more if they would. I hate being one of these guys because I always get angry because I'm one of those few that will defend the Death Note American adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've seen all the different adaptations of Death Note, and there are far worse live-action Death Notes out there than the American Netflix version.
Fair.
In fact, I like the changes they made to the American version because it ends on. I could gush about the kind of cliffhanger it ends on, and I do hope that they defy Netflix and finally make the follow-up eventually, or just say what they were going to do with it. And I understand adaptations. Like, I've seen all the Batman movies. Like, I'm not a fan of the Begins trilogy.
Okay.
I loved Robert Pattinson's Batman. I can't wait for more of that.
Nice.
So I understand. I understand adaptations, and that's the thing. Maybe if we watch Kamen Rider the first eventually, I might be like, oh yeah, no, I prefer Shin Kamen Rider to this. But we'll see. Yeah, this podcast kind of went through a little bit faster than there, but two
it's
voices.
Only 5 episodes, to be fair.
Speaking of two voices, what's going on your Monday night for us now?
Well, this coming Monday will be the final episode of Mega May. We'll be playing another Mega Man game. They've been going well so far, and hoping to end on a high note. We've also got the Doctor Who reviews coming out for the Wish World and the Reality War soon, so that'll be quite interesting to do tomorrow.
I'm sure we're going to have such a fun back and forth. Do we have a special guest tomorrow, or are we going in without a special guest tomorrow?
I think we're saving our special guest for Reality War. So.
Oh, because we're going to Wonderland. Anyway, I need to edit that one video we did, and then I might do a couple of game reviews from Kimco. I haven't decided yet.
I heard that they're still sending the stuff.
I ignored one from last month because I saw the battle screen. It was exactly the same battle screen from a game the last game I reviewed with the adult the preteens. I'm like, I don't want to relive that. I don't want to relive that. Anyway, other than that, we're back on regular schedule. Next week we'll be doing more Hibiki. I think we're watching the Final Form episode, and then we might do the movie sometime after.
Yay!
When I need to sit down and figure out what we're going to do after Hibiki.
Well, time will tell.
Other than that, we'll see you guys next time.
All right. You have a
good
one.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I like the film as a whole as an episodic thing, though it still remains the weakest of the Shin films. There's a lot of fun action stuff, but again, I do agree about the pacing and the characterization. It does work better as an episodic than it does as a full movie. But yeah, it's generally fun. Anyway, you can find me at Death Race 2000 at Blue Sky. I have a bunch of projects. I wrote through Tower of the Trees. I edit Elena's Back to the 11th Hour. We are currently working on getting the third volume to an ebook and also getting the physical release for the whole project. Take care and have a good night. Sorry I had to leave early.